welcome. Welcome to Sweet Annie's Life. I have a very special recipe for you today, and it is going to be something that is good for the cold. Not only the cold as in cold, but the cold outside. And I always love to drink this at least once a week, because for me, it is not just a bellyful, but it is a tonic. So before I get to what that recipe is, 2 days ago was my birthday. So for the last 3 years or so now, what my daughter have been doing is flat ironing my hair and making me up, doing a complete transformation, so to speak. And so hence that's why I have my hair down today. When we go into the kitchen, I will pin it up, but I just wanted to, I just wanted to show it off a little. My name is Annie, and for those of you that don't know me and that are new to this channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Now, I would call this a Bajan soup that I'm doing today, but as you know me, I always have a twist to it because I do things my way. So before we go any further, I am just going to introduce you to my ingredients. So let's head over to the kitchen side and we will do that. Okay, let's look at what we have here. I have my chicken. I have some cut up carrots. I have some spices in a container that includes onions, eschalots, some ginger, some garlic, some parsley, some thyme, some hot pepper, and some sweet pepper. Then I have my pumpkin over there, and I have some tomato. I have a little bit of sweet potato. I have my cabbage and celery over there. And then I had 2 whole chickens. So what I like to do is to just cut up all my chicken. And this bag has my chicken breasts in there. Oh, by the way, we have to get all the air out of these bags before we put them up. Then I have a few of the chicken back section here. And then I have some legs and thighs and wings in this bag. And all of this is just 2 chickens. So I don't use 1 chicken, but I just let it last me for a couple of times. So that is our ingredients. So I will be right back for us to start our soup. Okay, I am here by my pot. I'm just gonna turn on my stove to medium high or so. And what I'm gonna do here is just put some avocado oil in my pot, let it warm up for a little, and then what we are going to do is we are going to stir fry our herbs for a little bit, but just let my oil get warm. I'm putting in all of my things to just fry it. Actually, it is hot enough. You can hear the sizzle. So I'm just gonna let that fry up for a little bit, not long time. Let's just put my chicken to here, all seasoned. I seasoned all my chicken. I put some up, and that is that. So I am going to let this just boil up for a little bit. Wow, it looks good. My daughter always loves soup now. Before she used to tell me, "Mommy, I don't like soup, I don't want soup," but she loves soup now because she realized that this soup makes her feel better. So she loves it. So while that is doing its thing, getting warm there, let's look at these seasonings I have over here that I will probably add to that as well. So let's look and see what this is. This is some broccoli powder, some homemade broccoli powder. And I think I'm gonna put in some of that. And these are just some pawpaw seeds that I dried. This is my celery powder. I won't put in that because I already put in celery in it. And this is my spinach powder. I won't put in any of that because that's going to make it green. I already have onion powder. This is my homemade onion powder. I already have some in the... And this is my garlic powder, homemade garlic powder, I think. I'm going to put in some more of that. Right? I think I'm going to put in some more of the garlic. And this is some kale powder. Should I? Yes, I think I'm going to put in some of this as well. This is some homemade kale powder. So I have 3 things so far that I will be putting in. Then this is some rosemary. I put in some of that. And I have thyme in it already. This is, I have parsley in it already. This is my green onion powder, but I already put green onion in it, so I am not going to use that. This is some curry leaves, so I am going to put some curry leaves in it. And this is dandelion leaves. I'm not going to put any dandelion leaves in it because dandelion is very bitter, but it's so good for you. This is some dry basil powder. I'm going to put a little bit of that in it. And this is my homemade chicken seasoning. I have chicken in it already. This is my homemade okra, dried okras. So I think that I'm going to put in some of that as well. The next thing I'm going to do is to wash out my container with all my seasoning. This is some hot water, boiling water that I have there because I didn't want to put cold water in it. So the hardest thing about soup is the preparation of the stuff. The cutting up of this and the cutting up of that. But I just love my soup. I'm gonna put some more water in it. And I'm just going to let it boil a little. And those things that we just went and done, I am going to put in now. I'm going to put in teaspoon of rosemary. Then I am going to put in few of my curry leaves, and that is like a quarter teaspoon. This is my garlic. As I always tell y'all, you can't go wrong with garlic. This is some broccoli powder. So I'm just putting in a teaspoon of my broccoli powder. That's why I tell you, my soup, to me, is not just soup. It is a tonic. So I'm going to put in a little bit of my cake. I'm going to put some curry in there. Some turmeric. And for those of you that know about turmeric, turmeric is awesome for the inflammation in your body. And the curry is just all around goodness. So I'm just gonna stir this up now, let it all boil down, do its thing, and I will be right. We have our 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of almond flour. I am going to put in a little bit of cornmeal in these dumplings today. So this, I have a 1/2 cup of cornmeal. So we're making cornmeal dumplings today. I'm gonna put in, the thing about it, you know, St. Lucia was the only place, because I lived in St. Lucia for a little bit. And that was the only place I knew that didn't put any sugar in their dumplings. But in Barbados, we always put sugar in our dumplings. Not to make it too sweet, but to just give it that sweetness. So I have a 1/2 cup of sugar here that I'm putting in. And these dumplings are going to be so good, because the best part of soup is the dumplings. Now I have some nutmeg, so I'm just going to be grating a little nutmeg in my dumplings. And I put in the cinnamon already. I probably stir all the ingredients up together. And as I say, soup is never soup without dumplings. As you can see, I'm not putting in a lot of English potato, a yam, a cassava, and all those things. Nope. I never make my soup like that. That's the old time way, but I never make my soup like that. Now this is some coconut milk. So I just made a hole in the center. And our dumplings are going to be hard dumplings, so we're using our finger for this. Not our finger, our hand. Our hand for this. Okay, so we are just gonna mix these, and then it will tell me if I need more milk. I hope that y'all are enjoying this recipe so far. Our soup is on boiling nicely. Okay, but just remember, if there are any recipes that y'all want to see me do, just let me know. just let me know and I'll do it for you, because I have a list, but getting to that list is sometimes always the issue. But I needed to drink some soup today, so I said, why not bring my family in the kitchen with me? So this is what we're having for lunch today. And you see, if you wanted yours, as you can see, I didn't put any baking powder or anything like that in the dumplings, because we're making hard dumplings for soup. If you wanted your dumplings fluffy, you can put a little baking powder. But in soup, it's heavy dumplings. And what my grand used to do, she made the light dumplings when she was doing stew food. If she was making a stew food, she would make the light dumplings. But other than that, all right. Our dumplings are done. And look at it. See this? See how hard it is? So we're just gonna take off a piece and just drop them. Just make sure when you're making your dumplings that your hands are thoroughly clean. In the kitchen, I'm always washing my hands, so I know that my hands are thoroughly clean. So let's set that. I'm going to put in some of our cabbage and celery now. If I don't use all of this, I would just leave some in a Ziploc bag. Then I'm going to put in my tomato, because I told you how I feel. These tomatoes are seedless, by the way. I took out the seeds. Then I will put in my carrots, and I will let that boil up a bit. I'm gonna put some more of the cabbage in there. Let's put some more water, because after all, we're making soup. So I'm just going to leave that and let it boil. So what I did is I put in some mixed vegetables, and I put in some okra powder, and I'm just going to put in my pumpkin now. I'll put in about half of this pumpkin. I'm going to let that stay and boil for a little bit, and then I will come back and we will put in our dumplings, okay? But that soup looks awesome. It looks strengthening. So we're just gonna put the cover on. Is our dumplings. So I just roll my dumplings wrong like this, just wrong, and drop them in back. All right, so that's how I do mine. Some people roll their dumplings differently. Some people have their dumplings flat. Some people have their dumplings like long. That's how they did them in St. Lucia. But I just do mine wrong. And the reason I like to put in the coconut milk is because it gives the dumplings a different texture. More so than the milk, than the water, sorry. So it just gives it a nicer texture. Soup is all done. And how do you know when the dumplings are cooked? They float to the top. So as you can see, they're floating to the top. So our soup is all done, so I will plate it and we... Okay, sweet family, we are back and our soup is all done. It is, I mean, when you look at it, it looks strengthening. It looks delicious. So what I will do is I will taste this for you, and then we will say our goodbyes. So it is very hot, as y'all can see. The steam is coming from it. Yep, this soup, trust me, this soup is delicious. And this bowl that I have in front of me, this is mine for me to eat as soon as I get off the camera. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. I know this one was a little longer than normal, but what I will do is put some timestamps in the description box that if you want to move ahead, you will be able to move ahead. So once again, I hope that you enjoy this recipe, and blessings to you. And as I always say, let your light shine and spread the love.